Alright, let's do this. Right, so I'm halfway through with this. I'm currently... Let's see if I start this over again, if I just say code. Now I found out today, this is pretty cool, because I found out today that you could potentially just run this whole thing. I'm running this inside a container, right? And it just... That's exactly what I want to do, is just like don't show again. But what I want to do is... Don't show again the current folder or any folder? Any folder. Try out a new faster feature-rich server for Python by Microsoft Pylance. Remind me later. Later as well. So remote, reopen in the container. So it's gonna run the container. Think. It's gonna run it. It's gonna plug itself in. It's gonna run from within the container. And it's got its own plugins within the container, which is it's really cool. It's just the same exact thing. So what we're doing here is, oh, by the way, I haven't restream IO. Let me go and fetch this. I might need to and log in. There we go. Oh, excellent. Maybe it's because it's like that. Is it working? It is working. So, okay, let's do it that way. Let's save it. And update the titles, because it's been wrong on every single one of them. Okay, so this is Python. Game content update all. Nope, that's it. State everywhere. Right, there we go. Dashboard, let's see. Live Studio resolution. LinkedIn is obviously turned off because one cannot do that. Right. Alright, okay, let's do that then. So, we're inside the container, and because I'm inside the container, let me see if I can run tests from here. So I'm running the tests from here. It says I'm passing all the tests. Wait a second, why is that I'm passing view the output? How can it be? Right, so this test has failed. Right, and I should have, that's another thing, I should have a visual, oh, it might be this one. Okay, here we go. So, test bucket, these are all passing, test G file is failing. Right, okay, so I don't want to have, well, I know why, but I would like to know why. It's because I haven't got a G file. So the first thing to do is we're gonna have to do a new file here called gfile.py, and then on this G file I'm just gonna say class gfile, and that's it really. That's all I need. And if I pass it again, so I just test this again. Should be having a cannot import name gfiles. Oh, okay. Rename gfiles. And if I say that again, why can I not just run the current test file? Run. Should. Oh, it's running all of them. I don't want them to run all of them. I'm not sure what what the hell is going on. But anyway, let's test all of them. Test Explorer. I'm very confused as to what it is that it's actually happening. I would like you to stop, but since you can't stop for some reason, it's still running. Oh dear me. Okay, can we run all of them? I think it's running all of them. This is new to me. Okay, so it's run all of them. Why is it watching these things? Anyway, can't import G-files. And from G-files, there's another one called G-file. And G-file. And G-files, that's the one. So I would say from... I'm not sure why I couldn't do it this way, but anyway. So... can I not have this? So G-files, and then... I haven't done anything yet, so... let me just get these things out of the way. So, I'm not sure what this is all about. Is it like it's watching these files? Loading. Okay, show test output. Let's text. What is this one? Python. What is this one? Test Explorer. Okay. This is the containers. I might want to clear some of these containers, although I will eventually. But and just because. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is like automatic testing or not. Anyway, so if I run this, should fail, obviously. Should give me why is it failing, right? And here should give me the same exact situation, right? Okay, I'm not sure why the hell is doing that, but I would like to reload the tests, run all tests, collapse all. This also collapsed them all, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so what happens here is there's no assertion, so if I just say self assert equal, actually, so that, well, all I want is just to see if I've got it assert false and just say true, and it should just, and if I want to test this one, I think it's F8. It's just I've just done that. Not sure why. Is that like a shortcut of that? Anyway. Object takes no parameters. Right, okay, well. It will def init takes some parameters. And it takes the bucket name, so it takes a bucket name which is a string, which basically says the self bucket name is now the same as the bucket name, right? So with that in mind, then that means that if I do that, true is not false. Good. But it asserts self assert that is instance of so GF is an instance of G files. I would hope. Gfiles.gfiles. Not sure if that will work anyway, but let's see. I'm not sure why is it that it's not running this thing on when I asked it to. No, okay, so it passes, but why can I not just enable auto run? There we go. So if I just say I save it, Gfiles, and it runs, right? Okay. That's why. That's much better. Okay, in that case, this one. I'm not sure. to be fair, not sure what these things are. I would like to disable this because I believe that this thing is like a duplication of that thing. And okay, retire, reset test states, retire test states, enable auto run, views, test, and then this. Is it because I've enabled? So if I disable auto run, stop. Okay, can I stop these? It doesn't allow me to. I'm not 100% sure. It's just okay. Never mind. So enable auto run. That's a fantastic feature to have. Okay, so I've got it so that it's G files, but I actually this session was just for jokes. I need to test that I can upload a file to Bitbucket, to buckets. So that's actually several tests, but this is what I would say it's the functional test. I'm not sure if I could actually do like a decorator like that, but anyway. So let's do def test that I can upload file to bucket. So let's do that the setup. So okay, so let's do the file setup. Good. No, I don't need that. But I would need. That self dot test bucket name to be. So the self test bucket name. And self test can upload file to bucket. Now what I want to do is I can do that this is self suit. So self suit is g files with a bucket name, and so I don't need to do this anymore. And actually just assert that self suit is a instance of g files, and then it's basically saying, and then this is pass, and that's it. Right, does it pass? Right. So now can I upload a file? Well, I've got this suit. Oh, sorry. I've got self suit, and I want to say upload. Well, I need to have a file first, so let's create a file. So let's see, import OS, and then, whoops, what the hell, import OS, and then on OS, actually, let's do, so, let's a string, what, text string, which is the same as in lorem ipsum. So, let's see if I can say lorem. Is it possible to have a lorem ipsum? Jesus. Lorem ipsum generator. So just lorem. Oh, if I write lorem, is that the paragraph? Lorem. Yeah, okay. That'll do. So lorem. Insert the line. And so that's the string, and if I say open, I need to create this as a, anyway, oh, oh, yeah, open file. This is the test file. And dot text and as write as if. I don't open files generally like that. So we write the text string and basically close, right? Right. I could do it. That's what I'm saying. It's like with open as if. And then I write, and then it just closes, and just one less thing. And then, since in essence all I want to do is OS file exists. I don't think it's OS. I think it's path. I want to say it's path. So path is part of what? Path. Sorry, import path. From sys. Okay. System.path, or maybe from sys import path, and then the path I want to is exists. Okay, Python file exists. Check. Is it OS? I'm wondering. Check if the file exists. I forget. This is the thing. You don't program with these things every day. You keep forgetting the amount of things. Fopen. That's a stupid way, I think. No, there is another way. OS path is file. OS path is file. Yeah, that's it. Path dot is OS dot is file, and the file is test file. Of course I'm gonna redo this. It's obviously not gonna be name test file name. OS path file name is test path file name, and if that's the case, well, no, I mean self.assert true, and I'm gonna have to do that, and it's just gonna. How's it going with the tests? Isn't it supposed to be auto run? It's passing. Okay, well, it's passing. So, and at the end, I need to. How do you remove a file? They're like an OS now. It's going to be system. So it's going to be import sys, and then on system dot remove. Python delete file. I mean, you can do you can do execute. Probably can. I don't know. Ways to delete the file. It's gonna be thousands of ways, right? Remove. Right. Good. OS dots. Remove and the test file name. There we go. Why is it that once I've enabled auto run? Why is it that's now a problem? 100% sure why the hell this happens anyway. Okay, so that's not what I want. What I want is if it's true. So yeah, I'll do that anyway. So it creates a file, and then basically I want to upload that set file, which is text test file name onto the bucket. That's about it. That's all I want to do. And then what it should return is the name of the blob. So name of blob, which is okay. So self assert equal the name of blob. Oh man, I've got too many things here. So let's see the installed Python. Installed far too many. It's Explorer. Python extended, which is yeah, probably is this one. Let's uninstall this thing. Uninstalled, I think. Okay, and let's yeah, that's fine. And then this one, Python, which has a bunch of different ones, including magic Python syntax highlighter for cutting ginger. I don't need most of these. Uninstall. Really? It includes what? Includes Python extension, Python Test Explorer. Okay. Alright, you can take it out. So let's take out the ginger, because well, that's fine. You can. I'll need it. But what I won't need is Django for now. At least I don't think so. Reload. 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 And I don't know. Let's test it all. So assert equal name of the blob is gonna be good first test, right? So it's gonna fail. There's no attribute. No, it doesn't. That's true. Def upload. It's gonna be self and the name. No, actually upload. Yeah, name, file name. And with that, I'm just gonna return. What's the expectation? Is to return what? Test file. Test. Wait. Test file.txt. So that passes. But then, obviously. So let's refactor this thing. So importer where's open, self-assert true. It's like I don't need the self-assert true, but why not? Let's move this OS up here. Let's do that. This is a yeah. Let's do a def something here and put it there. So this is self. And it's like let's name it. Create a file. A test file, and you'd say instead of that, you'd say this is file name, and you say file name here. So we create that, and then let's also define a function to delete a test file, which has self and file name, and it basically says os.remove.file name. Now the thing is, I think because I can say assert equal, that is, I also check that. I don't know if I can self false. Not sure if I can actually do that, so I just like file name. Right, so now I can technically say self.create to the file name, and the name is going to be test file and dot text, right? And the test file name, that's going to be, yeah, okay, test file name, and it's going to be that, so it's going to be test file name. Then you do, so you don't need to do this, then you don't need to do this, I just need to, okay. So you create the file, and then blob, and then all I assert is that, actually, where's the assertion? Did I delete that? I'm an idiot. I thought it was gonna, I was equals self-assert equal. The name of the blob is actually the test file name. That's what it should be. So obviously it's gonna fail because because the file, this thing, is saying, you know, should be like that. So if I save it, obviously it's gonna pass. But then I go and I delete it, and then I do exactly the same thing again, and but this time the test file is going to be another test file, and so now it's going to fail, and now what it means is that you know, it just returns file name. That doesn't prove that I've got it, so this passes. And in order for me to know that it passes, I need to check that a bucket has that thing. So in order to do that, I need to not sure. I'm gonna have to have a dependency on another one. That's an integration test. I haven't brought my thing up. Well, actually, you know what? It should be a blob. It shouldn't be a name of a blob, first of all. So, it should be a blob, which technically should be. I won't need this anyway because that's too stupid, but so I'm gonna self-assert that the is instance. There should be a blob so that the type assert equal that the blob is the same as the type of the blob, and that's not gonna be true, is it? Because it's gonna be class string. So I mean that's class string. I can't do it this way. I should say assert. Today I'm going to spend all my days on this. Should assert type. Assert is instance, and it takes a type or a tuple of a type. So I would like to see some examples. For example, it's not going to give you that, so it's going to say that. Okay. Python assert is instance Let's see if I get any examples of this, because I spent maybe almost an hour back then to try and make sure that I had object and CLS class. Right, object and then class, which is just fine, except that there's multiple names. The problem is, I know what type of thing I want to test it against, but I can't, because, okay, never mind, because, so for example, if I go to this one, enable, right now it's gonna, well, this is definitely gonna fail. Enable to run. Actually, I don't want to disable to run, I just want to, so if I go this, it's this one, create delete. So enable to run on this one. If I, instead of that, I would like to see that this is self assert is instance, and then I would say that's res1 to a class. So instead of, yeah, that's the problem. The problem is that what it comes back with is this. It's gonna be import cloud.storage.bucket as B, because I've already got a bucket here as well, I think. I don't. Do I? Create buckets? No, I don't. Actually, that's bucket, right? And then I think actually it needs, because apparently it's like this is storage as this, and then this is a client which is storage.client. And then with the client, I think you create a bucket like that. And you have to specify a name, otherwise it won't work. But the fact is, if I say bucket, there is a bucket here, you know? The bucket is a class representing a bucket on the cloud storage. So I don't think, so it needs, but it needs a client. So I'm not sure why. And then it needs a type, it needs a name. So it needs a client. So if I say this, and I need to pass the client again, right? So what is this? So print C. Actually, type of C, but C. Let's see. Let's see what C does. Okay. Let's show me that it fails. So local reference to C. Sorry. Local variables reference before segment. Sorry. Yes, I know. So that's tricky because I need to do a client first. Okay. So that's C, and then I need to see. I need to say a bucket with C inside it, and that's the bucket, right? So and then print B for bucket. Alright, so it's printing, so a type of bucket, so bucket, right? And if I do, so if I self.assert asserts that the is instance of the response 1 is of the type bucket. Does it work? This instance argument 2 must be a type or a tuple. Is it instantiation? Okay. What if I say it is instantiation, so it needs to be this without the instantiation. It's just like that. Does that work? Missing one. But I don't want... Wait. Is it a string, by the way? Oh, right, sorry. It's failing here. Isn't necessarily a type or a tuple of types? I mean, how about if I say this? It's not a tuple of types? Must be a type or a tuple of types. This is argument must be type of masters. Yeah, go ahead. Let me Google that because it has to be like a... You can't check this against class name to be compared for object instance. So yeah, exactly. That's the class name of whatever I'm testing here. If I print the type of this press 1, it's gonna be... Oh right, okay. Wait a second. But that's never been the case, as in like, because it says, well, you're not, so I don't really need an instantiation. It must just be a type. And if you pass a string, it won't work, will it? Class name. Object class name. So, there's a tuple rather than a list. Does it have to be a type, as in like the Python type? But why can it not be just a class name? So, so if I Jesus, this is very advanced. It's probably not active test case. So my class object, my class. Test an object against my class. The problem is class my class. And the problem here is this, it doesn't know like undefined variable Google. That's somewhat a problem. Quick fix is import Google. What I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, is that I believe that even if I import google.cloud.storage.bucket as B, because of the probably still the bucket still not working, because it's going to say, well, that's not a type. What? Wait, it did pass. What? Oh crap. Really? Alright, well, that works. So, in that case, what I need is on this particular one. So we go to run. I need to make sure that there's no type blob, it's just looks like that. Instead of bucket, can I blob? And then B dot blob. There we go. Does it work? Blob is not an instance of class. Right. Right, it's not. It is not. Actually, it should be that one. Right, because... Right. That makes perfect sense because I'm returning a string. So now I could potentially, and just for the sake of it, I could just import google.cloud.storage.bucket as B. Oh, it's okay, fine, if we don't have it. And then say bucket dot blob. Interesting, why is it as B? And then say that B dot blob needs a name, right? Well, some blob, and that's B blob, and return. Oh, actually, just return this. Turn this, and instead of that, just say file name. Does that pass? Because missing one. Oh, on this one. Yeah. Well, it is. It is indeed. So we need a client. We have a bucket name. We're gonna plug it in. We're gonna have to do all of that stuff. So basically, we're gonna have to do. Well, we're importing. I need storage cloud.client client. Let's just say like client dot storage, and then storage as fine. So storage client import from Google Cloud or storage. I'm gonna say storage dot client. That's fine, and because it's set, so that's the client. And then on the client, I need to create a. Oh, I'm gonna say the bucket. Blob. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know. Well, you're gonna have to find out. Bucket dot the bucket name, which is the file name. No, it's the self dot bucket name dot so that's the bucket. That's the bucket that we're using. And on that bucket, there's blobs, right? That's going to be the file name. So that's going to be the blob. And then I'm going to return that blob. I'm sure that this is incorrect. But it passes. But it didn't prove that it exists, so it exists. It's a blob, but it doesn't prove that I can upload a file there, because now if I check the files on there. I'm gonna have to use a service there. Okay, so let's read. So it's green. Let's refactor this. So I'm doing a test file. I'm creating the test file. And then I'm doing the test on the blob. And then what I do is I assert that blob. That's what the that the blob is a blob. But then I need to check that so instead of this, which is going to be here, actually what I'm checking is test upload returns a blob, which is side thing. What I actually want to do is that when I do this, right, I want to know that it actually, so take you create that, you create the file, and then you got a blob, you care about the blob, but then all I need to do now is I need to get a client. So I'm gonna have to import that guy from storage. I'm gonna have to say self.client is the same, is created by saying by saying storage cloud from our storage import client. It's not like that, is it? Import client. No. I forgot. What is it? Import storage. And then from the storage, you create a client. Storage. And from the storage, you create client. And from the, and now, since I now have a client, I only need to do, well, I can import. No, that's fine. That's specific. Okay. So now that I have a client, I upload it. I don't need this to check anything. Just need to use client. I need to go through to the bucket. So let me check the other files, by the way. Let me see the other files. So let's bucket. It goes through the buckets, so get all buckets, which is essentially list buckets. There's a thing of list buckets, but then for the bucket list blobs. So bucket list blobs on this particular bucket. So I have to, how do I do a bucket? I pass a bucket here. So list the buckets, and then I pass. Oh no, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Crap. I'm gonna have to go downstairs. I need to get some tea. Anybody like a chat or something? There used to be a chat. This is events. It's not particularly. Okay, no. Video storage scheduler. Oh, chat. It's not serious. Okay. Hello. Right. Be right back. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Well, I said I was gonna be right back to reply because there's no one here. Okay. So, tester, we can upload a file to the bucket. So, I need to move these things up there. These tests are terrible. These are not unit tests, these are functional tests of a terrible way. I could do that. Anyway, because I'd like to do this as well. Self. And then, so that means... You know what? Create a test file. All right. If you haven't got any test files, then let's just do it this way. And it's this file is the same as the self dot test file now. All right. And then you assert that it doesn't. I mean, I never saw that this worked anyway. Probably does. Why is it failing here? Because test file name is not defined. Where are you two complaining about that? Test file name. Oh, right, because self. Test file name. That's it in isolation, but then he comes back, so self-test. So, and then assert that you have the same thing, but that's not the test anyway. Also because, well, so now what we want to do is that client and then the bucket. I don't know how to. Oh wait, I do know. You have a bucket, but I think, yeah, exactly. So the bucket name is going to be the self.bucket name, test bucket name, and that's going to give you a bucket, hopefully. And let me just see that that's the case. So bucket and potentially, right? And so if it's a bucket, then this bucket get blobs, get all blobs. Well, get a blob with the name, file name. That's self.test file name, and it should give you a blob. And so that blob should not explode. Let's see what happens. It shouldn't be there, so okay, so assert, so self, not assert, not assert, not, oh man, assert, self, assert, srt, not none, not is none, is not none. There we go. And the blob is not none. So that's with file saying that it's unexpectedly none. Wow. Well, I mean, it's a bit stupid since every single one of these is very. All right. So it's none, first of all. And then the second test that I want to do is that... Wait, it's testing everything. Why? Hang on a second. Returns blob. Why is it not returning blob? Oh, because now it's not returning blob. Oh, that's interesting. Is it not? It should return a blob. Oh, is that why? Okay. I see, there's two tests. There's definitely two tests. There's this one, which tests installed. Can I just say installed and tests? So there's the Python Test Explorer, and then there's the run the test from sidebar. I'm gonna take Python Test Explorer. That's the one, and then this one, disable. I don't know if it's cannot disable because depends on this. Crap. Okay. Never mind. Just don't touch it then. It's not a. This is not so. Client blob. If I return the blob, what am I returning then? Sorry. Blob returns a blob. Test file name is not defined. Ah! That's not what the problem is. Test file name is not. Where is that self-test? Upload test file name. Upload self test file name. What? Oh, here? Wait. File testg file line 31. Oh. Right, that should pass now. Right. So now test can upload. So test can upload. There we go. Upload function returns a blob, and you can. Okay, so now set is not none the blob. Okay. So that means that it really needs to upload. That's what it is. So we've got the bucket, and then the bucket dot blob dot. Okay, let's take a look at how we do this because that's deleting a bucket. That's the buckets delete. Working with buckets. Buckets, working with objects, there we go. Object listing, copying, renaming, moving. Object method data, composite, there must be somewhere like here. So you code samples, so let's take a look. Copies a blob from one bucket, then yeah, that's not really. How do you... It's basically going to be storage. It's probably going to be a storage thing. Uploading and downloading object. There we go. Uploading an object. By the way, it's like this thing is good for personal, and that's the transcriber, and it's going to be here for... Alright. And maybe if I do this so that it's... Okay, so... Well, now I've got T. So... Life is slightly better. so let's do code samples here in Python. So storage, you have a client, you copy paste all of this. And so you upload. So basically say you've got a storage client, which is a client. I've got a client already. And you got a bucket, which is done. And then I've got a blob, which is destination blob name. So that's going to be file name. So file name, yep. Right? Right, so you got a client, then a bucket, then a blob with a file name. Upload from file name. Source. File name. Destination. So source, then destination. The destination is the object name. The source is just the file name of whatever we want. Right, so that's instead of file path, it's going to be a path. Or file path. Full file name. And then full file name. Yeah, actually, you know what? File name, right. Let's do this. Let's do that, and then upload, and then it will just return. And assuming that you, well, it uploads, but I'm just we'll check. Does it do that? Can instantiate, but it doesn't return a blob. So what we do is it's probably there. At this point, it's going to say because there's no bucket called like that. So if I've got a bucket called like this, I probably will need to create a bucket. You know, to create a bucket, I might need to use the same functionality as the create bucket and delete bucket, which is so it's going to depend on another thing, and I don't want that. But all right, well, I've got the client, so I might as well do it, right? Delete the test, delete to a bucket. So create the test file. I'm gonna also create the bucket. Yeah, I'm gonna need to. So it's gonna say raise exceptions because Google error not found, global not found. Says 404 upload storage B test bucket brothers code upload type multi-part. Well, first of all, does the file exist? Not a text file. Well, the thing is, the file does exist, which is great. If I run these tests, I believe that the file does exist, and I think that the file then gets deleted, which is also good. So I think so. The trick now is I need to create a thing. I need to create a... Yeah, okay. Well, alright. Create a file. Alright, let's create a define. Create a bucket with self and... Well, self, just you know. It's gonna be self.client.bucket.create create bucket. Well, it's the same as this one, so this suit, which is it's going to be self, and there we go. Essentially this self client create bucket with a bucket name. The bucket name is like self.test bucket name, and the other one is essentially delete bucket. This create bucket, delete bucket, and essentially this one is slightly different. Basically, you go here and you say, "Where's me bucket?" and delete. So it's almost the same thing, but slightly different. And the bucket name is obviously going to be this thing. So now that I can create a bucket, if I create the test file, so self create a bucket. I think that this can be renamed, to be honest. Can we rename the symbol? Yes, so sorry, the right thing, the wrong right. I did the wrong thing. I want to refactor by create this one. That's not the one. I want to rename. Okay, let's do it this way. Create test file. Create test file. So in this case, principal. Yep, it's gonna fail on that one. Create the test file. Create the bucket. Create the test file. So you do the upload, and then you. Oh, then it's just like self dot delete the buckets, and obviously this won't work because if the bucket has been created, I need to destroy it. It needs to run and it will crash. But it turns a blob. So this is good. This, however, can upload, is not. By location, by label, by location. By location, please. It's not really working, is it? Anyway, because this one should be below. Anyway, test upload file to bucket. So it assert that it's none, blob, no. And you would delete the bucket, and so the file is not being committed there, I think. So then what's the problem? Oh, here we go. 409. You already own this bucket. Please select another name. Right, because it's not deleting the bucket. So what we can do is we need to create the bucket before this thing and after. So we're gonna have to do setup and setup, and there we go. Fine. Tear down and delete the bucket. So with this, every single time. 409. You already own this bucket. Please select another name. Not sure what the problem is. What file 13? Create the bucket. So create the bucket does it in such a way that if self... Oh, I see. I need to physically delete the... Okay, don't do anything. It's just pass. And just run. What's the problem? Execute. Right, that's fine. The thing now is enable this. It's gonna be... It was just this synchronization. Because now I'm gonna create and delete properly. No, it doesn't. Well, okay, let's take a look at the cloud. So Google Cloud buckets, storage. Cloud storage, let's delete them buckets. Oh. Go to console. It should be fine, but it's not fine, so... Messages, messages everywhere. Where is the messages? Right, let's delete this. Delete this test bucket. Enter test bucket co.uk. Delete it. And now should be able to just save, test this thing. It will create and delete the bucket every time. So it can instantiate, but then you already have it. So something is not deleting it. Jesus. Alright, well. The bucket should be there, to be fair. Test buckets, you just create it, you don't need to delete it. Because I just need to upload the files anyway, so once you create the bucket, delete the bucket self, test bucket, delete. Create the bucket, it's just like try, and accept, just like print, created already. Bucket created already, and then this doesn't attempt to create it again. I think they're running multiple times. I think it is because I've this is this auto enabling thing. No, what the hell is going on? What's the problem? Delete. Bucket you tried to delete was not empty. Oh, okay. So you can't... Alright, can you delete the file? Delete the bucket. You have to delete bucket Google. It's not empty. Can I force delete? Like with everything? Everything? One with everything. Says a bug report. That's not exactly what I want. Yeah, I'll buy direct. Amazon. Deleting buckets. I probably need to be empty, that's the thing. So I'll have to go through delete A. Create buckets, deleting buckets. And in order to delete the bucket, sorry, code samples, if I need to delete the bucket, bucket delete, but information on storage. I know. Is there like so if I say delete, can I just delete force, for example? So tear down, create test, delete the test, create a bucket, delete the bucket. Is there by any chance force true? Something like that? Will that work? Perfect! Standard out. Bucket created already. So I don't need to. Let's just try in the accept. I mean, I just don't, you know. If I need to, if I try, can I just see if it accepts it just fine? No, did I need to accept? It's gonna try and it's gonna throw an exception. I'll just ignore it to just say like pass. That's it, really. Right, so it's gonna try and do a bunch of different things now. However, so does that mean that I've got a no, not yet. So it means that it's not null. Let's do whatever it is that it's gonna do to the blob. So enable auto for this one. And what is it? Excuse me. Like the CD test, please. Mate, hello? Hello? It's okay. Well, you want to run all tests? Let's run all tests then. But I want to see, just like view the output of all tests. The console. I mean, it's nice and everything, but I would like to see this thing. And then hold on. It's like, where's the output of this? One port available. Run the test. What is this? Original. Run the test. This is for different one. This is Magic Python. Cert is not blob. Well, anyway, okay. Self cert equal. I'm just gonna say equal that the blob name is the same as this. So it's gonna fail. It's gonna give me the output. How? Okay, so something's not quite right. Upload returns a blob. Oh, it's this the one that's... Oh, you idiot. It's disable that. It's gonna be enable the auto run on this one. It should be... Right? Okay. Just test explorer. Tasks. There we go. And then there's the test explorer. Alright, so it's gonna be the same as the self.test file name, I think. We good? Okay, now. Alright, that means that I can technically... Alright, can I delete the file? Alright, can I def test... Can... delete file in bucket. So if I say that I would like to. So I first upload it. Let's test it. And well, we need to create it first. I first create it, then I upload it, then I get the blob. Okay, that's the blob. And then all I need to do is just self suit delete and then the self.test file name. And it deletes that one and nothing else. It's only that. So I'm going to create this test file, and then I'm going to create another one. Create test file. Does it have a name? Yeah. Another test file, and this creates that one. Then I upload this one and upload. Okay, so I do that, then I create that and upload that one, and then I go to the blob and I say delete that, and I want to see the get all files. So it's like, well, it's gonna be self.client. Well, you got a blob, right? Oh, can I get... Actually, that's another way. Instead of getting all files, I can just like get the blob with that particular one. So I delete. I get the blob. It should throw an exception. So, or it should be empty, something like that. Well, first it's gonna say, well, I haven't got anything like that. It's gonna say disable. I'm gonna say delete is enable auto run, and just run that one. Stop all tests, please. And then you can associate. So let's just test this thing. Not sure about this test explorer thing. To be fair with you, can I just have green on everything except for that it's not gonna go green, is it? Oh, delete. The bucket you tried to delete was not empty. Well, what's the problem here? Did you print false? Not found. And this one? Oh, now it's green. What the fuck? Run all of them again, please. I'm thinking that this forceful thing is not... I'm getting messages now. Phishing messages. Disable auto run. Let's just run the whole suite here. It's just interesting, but you know. Takes a while. I don't like the fact that it takes a while. To be honest, I'm not sure that this is the enable auto run. I like the auto run, but I don't like the rest of it. So anyway, so the can delete. The can delete is obviously it's not there, so it should say, well, you haven't got an object called delete. So I'm gonna have to say, well, def delete, which is self. And what should you do? What should it do? Well, it should. It's gonna pass. No. It takes one position over 2 given. Right, so, well, yes, that's true, actually, file name. Because the bucket is already known, so by the time I create the G files. Because now, so now, obviously, I'm not testing that this... So, when I say delete, it just goes blob. It should technically say, I haven't got it. That's what it should say. So, if I don't create anything, and I don't upload anything, it shouldn't pass. Because there's nothing there. Although, to be fair, that thing's there, right? For sure. For sure. There we go, there's files there. No! No, there aren't any files. It's the bucket here. The bucket's not even there. Okay. So, how can this pass? Because it's the test bucket name. Then call delete, which doesn't do anything, and then get the blob after this bucket. And so I'm just curious, okay, if it's passing, what the hell is the blob? Is it probably none? Because if that's the case, none. Okay, so instead of, okay. So we need to self assert is none. So when you don't do anything, test delete unexisting file returns no, there's none. Okay. Oops, sorry. And then, sorry. And then the fine. Actually, you know what? It's just like, I'm gonna make a copy of this, put it here, and basically say exactly the same thing except that this. So I don't need that, because basically that's another test. It says like, well, if you just get this colon delete, for example, and get the blob, it asserts that it's null. So it's not. Then if I do create it, can I skip this? You know what? This is these tests have to be executed. I'm not sure. Are they running? Okay. Yes, that's fine. I actually prefer this, to be honest, than the Test Explorer. For some reason, I mean, yes, it doesn't have the, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna actually, the Test Explorer is not the test, so it's just this, at the very least disable this. Can't disable, that's not the one. Just disable this. Reload required. Yeah, fine. Do whatever the, yeah, do what you need to do. Okay, so locally installed and dev container installed. I think that you are good with just the tests. I don't need the Test Explorer because I haven't got the Test Explorer, so just gonna run the whole thing, whole shebang, and collapse everything. Okay. There we go. It's the other way around. I want to explore every single one of them. Okay, there you go. And then returns. Oh, how? Okay. Now, blob. So this, when it does exist, I would like to know that assert is none, assert is not none. not none. And that's, well, it's implicit by the fact that self dot, was it test that a blob is a blob? Right? Pocket get blob. So delete. Well, it should. I want to check that it exists before deleting it, so I've got a blob, and then I'm just gonna say like test the blob is a blob, or blob is like, well, self.assert that equals that the blob, that this blob dot name is the well, it's the name of the file, which is another test file. This is test, so it's good duplication. Where is that? So a friend of mine just asked me, where is it that I'm twitching? Twitch TV, Twitch. Oh man, I'm having an issue. Actually, well. Ask me anything. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. I was still, yeah, we got. I'm gonna take this thing away for a second. All right, so what we're gonna do now is yeah, so that's a problem. Even though it didn't complain about that. Test can delete an existing file. Delete file. Returns none. Returns blob. Blob. Alright. So you create the test file. No, so can delete file. I don't care that it returns blob, but it will check that. But anyway, so what happens is I have a bucket, I get a blob, I assert that the blob name for that this is sorry. I want this one. So I'm testing for the existence of this one. I created two, but I'm gonna that's fine. Created two. I'm gonna say, does it exist? So this is this. Does the first file, or was the first file uploaded correctly? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call delete, and what I'm gonna do next is, okay, this should be not none. Because should be none. Should not be there. That's why. Right? So, and also it checks. Just checking if my friend by any chance is seeing me. I don't think he will be anyway. But you know, if I have any scheduler video, what else? Analytics. Anyway, and then the other one, however, should be there, and then this other one, which is this one, should be there. And so I know I'm testing too much, but so let's set block 2 and saying that self.assert that equals. I mean, it's not equals. Yeah, this is probably better. So block2.name is, well, some other test file. That's what it should be. And let's run this one. So can I execute? It did. That's remarkable. Sure? Okay, let's try it like that. That's not... Really? Something's odd then. Should fail. Ah, here we go. Alright, where's the... Here we go. Show me the outputs. Because... So it says... Test can delete... Actually, can we not have this on the side? But anyway, could have this on the side, could it not? Clear the output, turns auto-scrolling off. Toggle maximize panel. I don't know how to do the move to the panel right. Ah, there we go. Because I'm not... There we go. Perfect. That's much better. So if I run this again... If I just run this test... I think that running all tests is F8, running this just as test is F9. Oh, no, sorry, wrong way. It's actually the other way around. Okay, let's wait for that. Oh, I've got a print somewhere. Type none. I'm gonna run all of them. There we go. And then it's just a matter of just doing that, and I think that it's gonna fix that one. Well, it actually tests the whole thing, so it probably needs to test this one. So if it's like that, so let's do shortcuts, and it's like Python test and run current test file. Methods is going to be F7 then. Let's do Control Shift F7, and we go. And I think that's good enough. So we're going to do F7. Test just the one. Can create and delete test bucket. Yes, that's the one. And now test just the one. Not all of them. For some reason, it's still okay. I think. Not sure why it's doing that, but if I say F9, it should test all of them. All of them. Right. Okay, all tested. Alright, so we can upload and delete files, which means now we have the infrastructure. These are the tests that I want to do as infrastructure. I'm gonna go and do, well, let me see. Git, well, I can add everything. Git add all. Oh no, what the hell did I do? Git remove even the cached, so that's cached, the test file, and then git remove the test file. This is git status. Git s. So this means that I'm not deleting the files, which means... Oh, I'm deleting the... Yes. Well... Well, I'm not, so I'm creating these files and then I'm not deleting the files, so I'm gonna have to delete test file and delete the standard, the test one. So that means, and I'm probably not deleting them from here either. If I'm creating them, well, but shouldn't I be tear down, delete the bucket, and then self dot delete the test one? Could we not have delete test file? And so if I do, I only need to delete the test file too, and that means that technically, if I just do this, okay, it's still there. So if I just run the whole suite, should at some point delete the whole thing. Why do I have... oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Why is it that I now have everything... remove path should be a string, path like non-type. On every single one of them. So what's happening is... the files don't exist anymore. Let's remove the file name, if file name, test file name. So if you haven't got it, obviously I can do this. Create bucket, delete test files. Okay, so just so. That's the file name. No file name, otherwise. Else. You know? Just because it's easier. Otherwise, it's always going to be test file name. So that's why. That's why that was actually wrong. I think. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. Because yeah, that's great. Right, run the suite, please. Oh, F8 runs all the suites. How is that possible? I don't think it shouldn't. Alright, so the G files. The G file is all faulty, which is weird, I'd say. But remove another. There's no another. So GS remove test file text. Yep. So if I do that, I mean, how the hell is it? Okay, just clicking here, so shouldn't have failed. Okay, there's a bunch of failures. Everything is failing. Alright, let's read. Alright, let's see. Test can delete the... oh, it's... can? Turns none. So, OS remove file path. Path should be a string button there. So it's basically... it's not failures. It's just that if not file name. And then you just try to remove this. And if it fails, you just accept and you just pass. Don't do anything. Right, so let's try again. I don't think it should have much of an impact now. Got an error? Fine, that's good, that's okay. Can I stop everything? No? Can I go with these ones? Just the test buckets. Clear the output. Alright, let's clear the output. Turn off, turn on. Let's do all of them. There should be one by one test that they're gonna delete. There's an error on the test can delete the file. It's fine. There's another test on can upload. Alright, let's see. This one says unbound local variable test file name referenced before the assignment. How is that even, you know, test file name? On open. Line 28. So test file name is going to be self.test file name. No, that's wrong. It's just file name. That's the thing. So if I haven't got file name, then it assumes that this is the one. Otherwise, assumes file name. Actually, I don't need this. Just file name. Right. So that's what it is. And then this is the text, which I'm gonna do like here's the thing. And then so that I don't have to, and then that's it. That's all there is to it. So turn on this on. Yes, of course. There you go. So now all I need to do is just run this. You should scroll down, but seems like you're not scrolling down. Oh, it is scrolling down now. The thing I can see, but this test is run 5 tests, all okay. So if I just Control Shift 8, for some reason, I think it's gonna run all of them. So test buckets, test G files. And it's gonna take a while because, okay, 5 tests all ran. That's all 5 tests on this side. Which is good. I think it's just trying to run tests on. Should test 5 on one and 3 on the other. So, but the 8 files, the 8 tests that we've got might. I'm not sure if it should be mixed, but they are mixed. I think this is not. Yeah, 8 tests. There you go. All ran. All good. Okay, so we've now got, now let me see, does it, yeah, the test file, which is this one, it's never, it's delete the test file, and if not test file, then, wait a second, the teardown says delete the test file, the test file says file name none, if you haven't got it, then the test file is this one. Then try remove, and if you haven't removed, I mean, you can say like if os.path file name, then delete, and otherwise don't. And otherwise you don't even attempt to. So if not file name, then test that, and I'm not sure. Test delete. None type none, none type. It's just errors left, right, and center because how's it doing that? Module objects is not callable. Is it not OS path? Is it not? OS. Oh, OS path is file. Sorry. Right, that's the one. Can you just run it again, please? So I'm not sure if it's so failed. That should be okay. No, it's still failing. How? How is it still failing? If the path is file, then remove. That path should be a string bytes of path like. Yes, non-type. If what? What are you talking about? What am I doing that it's like if not, then this? And how is this if not file name again? Please do raise what it is that you're trying to. It's like yeah, please do raise the file name. Actually, it's like print file name as file name is file name. It's like how, and then type file name as like okay. How is that possible, right? Let's run this test. Well, the instantiate should work because no, it didn't, because it says that on line 30, yeah, on line 30, OS stat path should be a string. On 30, what? There goes test file on line 18, yeah, police test on teardown, yep. Then it goes to 34, yep. And it says if then file 30 in file path should be a string of bytes, non-type. So if it's non-type, how is it possible? It's because you haven't got it on the init. This is on setup, not on init. So it has to be left init. Right? And what you do is these two go there. Actually, before you call super, and then you can do that. So now this should work. Maybe. Who knows? Still failing. Oh dear me. Is it because of this? Because I need to actually call super, is it? Is it ready? Actually, can I just, instead of running that, can I just run this one? Come on. No? Why? How can you not have that? I mean, okay, fine. Let's... So, that's set. And I'm... That's a setup. It's not... It's... I don't understand. So, if it's like that... When it gets to delete the test files, right? Print... What is it that I'm sending as a file name, please, and then quit. Because I need to understand that. Create a bucket, just this one, just like the instantiate. So it says, no, actually it says, base system exit. Where? On line, no. On 34. 34, print file name. Fuck. Type. That's weird. Can instantiate. How was this all working and suddenly I broke all tests? I believe that this is correct. Like, do the setup, right? I create those, and then when it's tear down, these things should be there. I thought, maybe not. So when I pull can instantiate, plus none type, error non type none. Error can instantiate, blah, says traceback. There's an error, and it says, what's the problem? Is it because of this? Might be. It might be because of the print itself, but when I save, it does something, so I'm thinking it's also because of the Test Explorer. Can't run Test Explorer, I haven't got the plugin anymore. Ah, there's something weird here. Hang on. Code. Right. And remote. New container. Okay. I don't want to see this. Remind me. Pylance. Okay, let's install it. Pylance then. Just install on dev container existing doc. Yeah, sure, fine, do it. And this one, don't. Install on dev container. Let's do that. So Pylance, a performance-rich, feature-rich language server. Okay, fine. Would you like to make Pylance your default? No, thanks. Such is now installed. Will load Windows? Yeah, sure, but don't make it the default one. I mean, not sure. Chef, I should. Alright. Let's go to the tests. Test Explorer doesn't work right now, so let's do all tests. It's gonna fail on these ones, and that's okay. That's okay, because that's what we want. Right. I don't quite... Okay, so it's having a hard time deleting the file, I think, but because it's like delete the test file, so I'm not... So this is none type. Why is it none? When I say delete test file, let's say, let's debug the whole thing, right? Okay, so can you shade? Let's debug the whole thing. Alright. Non-type, no. Well, oh, I didn't put any. Can instantiate. Let's do a stop. Can I not stop here? Where is the? Here we go. That's the one. That's what I want. So, let's do it again. Okay. Now, so step over. It goes delete the bracket, the bucket. That's all good. Delete the test file. So now I want to step in. That's F11. Okay. And so it's F10, F11. Okay. So if not file name. Okay. No. Then self-test. Okay, what's self-test then? It's test file. There we go. Oh, you idiot! Stop it. File name. Unbelievable. Stop. Run all of it. I mean, sometimes it takes a special kind of idiot. Running tests. No, it's fine. I want to see the output anyway. Where's the outputs? So can I not just see the outputs? View the outputs. Idiot. Okay, that's a test. Okay, and when I do that, it's gonna be yes. Yeah, git add or git commit. Actually, git cam file of files upload functionality. Okay, so git push. Oh, interesting. Oh, there's one person watching messages. There we go. No data. Chatters, no. No one's saying anything. David, if you're watching me, say hello. Like, you need to say hello, otherwise I don't think I can survive. No, these are messages counted. I don't think it's gonna be messages like in real time. So I think I'm gonna have to do, in order to see messages, chat app, there we go. Okay, so we've got the functionality to delete things. What do we want next? We would want we need to test the main. So let's do tests. Let's do main functionality. No interface. How do we do this? So first of all, test main.py, and we import unit test, and we say class test main, and it extends from unit test case, and we say define nothing, actually test nothing, and just literally don't test anything, just self, and then just say that self dot assert true and false, and for that we run F8 F7. This should just test nothing, and that's it. That's the end of it. Run this test and it should just fail. Okay, it tested it right there, I think. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. This is just like enumerating the tests that we've got, I think. So, what do we want to do? First off, let me see if I can open the chat here. So what we want to do is ooh, there's a viewer on Twitch. That's amazing. In order for me to see the viewer on Twitch, click there. Hello, viewer from Twitch. This, on Restream, it might be the case that it just comes back to this one. It probably is. Okay, so I can, yeah, live. Doesn't users in chat. Here we go. Oh, there's a few viewers on Twitch, except that it doesn't actually show. Bot, apply commands, Discord, filtering, appearance, embed streams. I have no idea about these things. Anyway, so if you guys hear me, can just say hello. Anyway, so what do we want to do? So on main, well, actually, the main should be the start of the application, as in like the website. So it's not really functionality. It's just, you know, we're gonna try a Flask website. But what we want to do is we can upload. Okay, so there's the second part of all of this. But we don't need to test main just yet. We would like yeah, but we don't, because that's dependent on something else. Okay, let's do a new file. Test speech recognition, which is the fun part of this. So actually I could have just changed the bloody name rather than writing the whole thing again, but import unit test, oops, test, and just class speech, and which unit test dot test case, and define can send file. Well, actually, before we do the speech, but anyway, no, let's do that because it's gonna. So I've got a file, and I'm gonna have to send it to speech recognition. The problem now is, well, I don't know what kind of file I've got, right? So can send file. Let's. I know that it's missing bits in the middle, but can send file to be code. All right. So that implies that I've got a file on the. So I'm gonna import. Well, I'm gonna import another module. That's terrible. I don't want to do that. Can send file. I'm gonna just pass and self and yeah, and then. So I'm gonna use the same thing here. Like do some clients, and then now I'm gonna be dependent on this client, and then definitely gonna be about creating buckets and creating files and all that on my own as well. It's probably a good idea to have all of these things on the base test. So for example, new file, let's do base.py, and on test I'm gonna include these things and just that, and yeah, something like that instead of oops. Instead of that, so I'm just gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna call it base, and that base then does it right. And so, and what this does is it will have things like create file, delete file, create bucket, delete bucket from the client. So I'm gonna do that here, and right, and then it's also, so that means that I don't need it here, and I can base, and then I can just import from base, import base, I think. I think, not sure actually. Should be the space. Yeah, no? Maybe? And so I don't need to have that. And then the setup of each one of them can be... maybe I can move it, maybe not, I don't know. Let's try. No tests run, please check the configurations. Why is this different now? Really? That's strange. It should run. That's not the one. That's the one, I think. I don't know. Isn't that clear output? This is the one. Scrolling on, yeah. Ran all 5 of them, so it works. It's gonna run all 8 of them. So now I suspect that bucket, which has create bucket, delete bucket, can be deleted because it's, well, I'm dependent on the suit, but if I depend on, so if I from tests base import base and extend from base, then I have these two, which then create bucket and delete test buckets. Should be. So instead of create test buckets, let's just create bucket, delete buckets. Create test buckets. And delete test bucket should be on the, yep. Delete test buckets. And suit bucket. So if it has been created, delete the bucket. That's essentially it. So let's take a look. Let's see if this also passes on these ones. No, because test bucket name not in list on bucket PI 41. Test bucket name not in names. Okay. Should, what am I missing? Okay, so now, what did I do? That just ruined the whole thing. So it creates the buckets, which is self-create bucket, which is okay. There you go. And then self-test buckets, which is wait, test bucket name. Test bucket name is this one. Test bucket created is this. And that, okay. I mean, I could actually do this, but anyway. So what he's saying is, says this list has bucket objects. This list has object says. Line 41, yep. Sergeant is not in the list because get all buckets hasn't created that. Because create buckets goes to the base, which then creates the self-test bucket. Having said that, that means that this is defined in its. Actually, it's going to be global to this, I think, so yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. And it's going to be self and super dot. I think it's method name, so method name init self. Method name, I think it is. Alright. I mean, I'm not sure. Let's see what's the test case init method name, run test. Right, run test. So yeah, whatever method name is passed on here is just like run what? Sorry. Oh, missed it. Run test. Okay, needs to copy that. And okay, and then super in itself method name. Method name. Okay. The second thing is the things that I'm creating here, such as the bucket name or the like this test bucket name, for example, which is going to be put here. That means that that's the bucket name, that's one, and that's the file name, for example, and because of that I'm just going to put it there, right? Okay, so now the bucket name, I don't need to have it here anymore, and then did I ended up? Yes, I did. Okay. That's the tear down, and then there's the tear down. So delete the bucket, but delete the bucket should be done with something like this. So I don't need this. Delete the bucket should be create the bucket, delete the bucket, and if delete the bucket, then do that. Okay. So if you create the bucket, then at least make it so that true, and then it's whatever it is. So that also means that's false. So that's right. So that's the setup. So that's the bucket for suit, which is in my class. Then test bucket created is whatever it is. I don't need to set it up. The G file, I'm deleting the bucket and deleting the test file. Now I have let's tear down, delete the test file. So deleting the bucket and deleting. I don't think I need to delete the bucket, but I need to delete the, and I don't need to create the bucket either, because the setup, well I do, because the setup it might, yes, well, I don't need one for every single time, I just need to create it on, yeah, exactly, so this creates there. It deletes if it creates this one. I create it for every single time. So okay, well, fine. And then I don't need the client anymore. I might need a client. Do I have a client here? So I create, if I need a client, I might need to have it at the base. So there's my client. In fact, no, that's fine. Let's do that. And there's my client. There's the super teardown, super setup. Probably don't need to call that just yet, even though, yep, that's fine. And I mean, this is all gonna break, but let's let's run this. Let's run the whole thing. No test ran. Well, excellent. If there's no test run, then what is it saying? Configuration? Manage extensions Python. It's like my friend. Tests. Configure tests. Run all tests. Okay. Tests. Configure the tests. Yes, unit tests. Yes, the tests. Yes, like that. What's the big deal now? Discovering tests. No. Configure test framework. My friends, it's... I don't know why it failed at some point to identify where is it that it's... because it shouldn't have a problem with that, to be honest. It should just be fine, because I've done this before, unless, of course, this base is not working. In which case, how is it not identifying the tests? Can I just have a terminal here for a second? Can I Python -m tests? Oh, unit test. Ah, it's good. You could have at least said something. It requires a super object, but receive the test bucket. Requires a super object on the descriptor of init requires a super. Am I doing this the run test method name? Unless you want me to put it at the top, which might be the case. In which case, have you recognized the tests? No. Know if you're... don't know if you're joking or not. On which one is it? The baseline 9. Baseline 9 method name. Unless you're saying that I don't need to have any of this. I mean, oops. Wait a second. Well, I think I've done this before. Like, I think I've done this before on something else. Test bucket. Receive test bucket. Like, what, here? Who's calling the init? No one's calling the init in any weird way, I think. Requires a super object, but receive a test bucket. What's its name? Test can create and delete buckets. So I don't know what's going on. Because this should be working just fine. Alright, let's take a look at another project here. Development, project lists, let's code here. Oops, let's code here. Let's take a look. So when I did the tests here, it's a base test, which is fine. Then I didn't have anything on here except for, like, well, class. Yeah, could be. It's probably because I gave up. So then what I did was it would actually this one, for example. It would just base tests, import base, right? Then just base, and no reference to any ini. I wonder. Really? I can't really? Okay. I mean, you can't touch that. Okay. I mean, okay. Right? But will that work? Because apparently it does work. It fails, but it does work. Okay. Well, that's a different thing than just not, you know. So the reason why you can't get the lists, can't get a list, so can I do this? Test bucket object has no attribute, create. Test bucket object, self-test, create self-test. Okay, so I created this. Yep. Has no attribute, create test. Oh, I see, because I'm calling on something, creates test bucket. Self-create test bucket. Oh. No, I mean self-client. And then test. Where is it? Where is this thing? Who's calling this? This is not being called here. Right? So it's being called at this level? Create test buckets. Oh, idiot. Right. In fact, is there any more of these? No, it's just the only one. Okay. Alright. Run it. Alright, what about this one? Self bucket name. What's the problem with this one? It says blob, assertion blob is not none. Yes. Oh, because I've never deleted the whole thing, so now it should, because I think it forgot to delete. Let's see. It's not forgot to delete, if like it crashed one test and then the other one crashes because it never, so it's badly constructed tests. It takes time. These things do take time. Alright, let's see, where is it? Still the same thing. Test can delete existing self assertion blob. This plus blob that is not none. Well, delete unexisting file. This blob. What? So if I say blob, it gives me a blob with two. Really? Print blob dot name, please, because that is gonna be amazing. What the hell? So that's the blob. Assertion errors. That assert is none. That blob is none. It's not. How? How is that? Okay. How is that blob? How is that blob? How is that possible? Oh, dude, come on. Help me out here. Just not... It's not even... I don't get it. Sorry, run it again. What? It's got a bunch of things inside it. I understand, but... are you deleting self-delete? Well, the teardown of this should be delete any buckets and force. If test bucket created... Oh, is it? Oh, I see. Teardown. I need to call these guys. So I need to set up these guys and I need to tear down these guys, and the same thing goes for this. And the teardown, fine. The teardown, super teardown as well. And I think I should say super setup. Set up. Setup as well. So now, does that make any difference? Test G file object has no attribute suit. Oh. G file 142. What? Now all of them fails because... Oh, because I'm returning, sorry. Yes, that's probably... No module name tests. Okay. They all gone? All gone. Alright. This is what happens when you refactor too fast. Alright, so this still has this issue because I mean, it's gonna take a while because I need to write test. There we go. There we go. Now, this should work. The thing is, if I do this, oh, maybe not like that, but anyway. It failed again because it's got stuff. So, okay, test can delete unexisting. Alright, let's take a look. So it goes buckets. I got a self-client, so test can delete unexisting file returns a none. So if I get blob, technically what it does, should do, is just get one blob, right? So I test the test file name, which is, I suspect, well, might not be test file name, there you go. If the test self-test file name, you get that, what's in blob? Blob, apparently, oh, there's a few things where source warning, unclosed SSL, protos, a number of them actually, deprecation test. There's a, I'm uploading things and I'm not closing it. Fail. that, and then session error. Doesn't say what it is, but it's got stuff. It's not none. How? Why? Session get blob from bucket. So you should delete the test file name. So when I should delete this with just the file I'm deleting it from the blob. If then I'm trying to get that same one, can you just how is that blob gonna what does it return? Get a blob object by name. This will return none if the blob doesn't exist. That's what it says on the tin. So is none blob by unless this is alright. Let's debug the whole thing. Let's debug the thing. I don't understand it, so let's debug it. Test buckets. Okay. So now you got. Right, let's next. You delete the thing. So you delete test file name. This is test file name. The blob that comes back is that. Should be empty unless okay. Special variables. As the was a name. Yeah, ID test bucket test file. Wait a minute. That is not. So this blob has a name. But it turns out I think it's not a file. It is a file. Explain. So the deletion just didn't delete. So if I delete oh wait a minute. The problem here is it uploaded? How is that file uploaded if I I never cleaned it up, that's why. Teardown is delete the test file. Right. But delete the test file. If file name test file, if path is removed, and delete the I need to delete the bucket as well. So the base. So at the base, yeah, I'm not deleting the bucket. So yeah, so I'm not cleaning up. That's essentially what it is. So base should be creating it and deleting. So create the bucket, delete the bucket on every test, I think, or maybe not. But on this particular case, I need to make sure that the test. I could just do something simple and just delete the test here, but in order to get here, I shouldn't have created a bucket without being deleted. So let's take a look. Does this guy on the teardown deletes the test file, and then it says whatever the teardown says. So because the base, how the test, previous tests, one test before that, let's stop that. So whatever test before that creates it but never deletes that file, because I don't have teardown, never deletes the self, but delete the bucket. So because of that, in this case, and this should be fine, let's try again. It should be clear. Should be... yeah, should be clean, I would say. Why not? Why does it fail? Why? Self delete bucket. The bucket name is this. To create it, you create the bucket on the test bucket name. Yeah. And I say it's been created. So, when I say delete the bucket, if the test has been created, delete enforce. Simple. Let's do the whole thing. These tests are not good tests. How does it fail on this one? Why this one? This one still gets... I mean, it's deleting a file that shouldn't exist there. It's like the bucket. This bucket shouldn't have blobs. Shouldn't have anything inside it. It's like I'm gonna call self.delete the bucket explicitly. Okay, so there's a setup which is create a bucket, which is why I've been creating a bucket, and then there's G files test bucket, and it says create, and then delete the bucket at the end of it. So yeah, so every test, right? Okay, so I'm sure that, how is that even possible? How does the... Okay, so this blob cannot belong to the... So this bucket, unless it creates the bucket, but how does it have the files? How? Alright, let's try something, because I think that's... delete... yeah... Okay, delete this, right. Now let's get this thing. Does anybody have any ideas? No? Okay. Because this is now killing my patience. Right. So it's gonna create the bucket, delete the bucket, it passes, right? Because it doesn't have anything inside that bucket. Now I'm gonna run this one, which is upload the thing. The teardown of that should clear it. Okay, so now all of them pass. Let's see the whole thing. It's probably in sequence or something. Right. Right, the problem here is obviously that they need to be done in a specific sequence. Because they can't... That's the problem. That's not efficient. That's not it's not a good way of doing this test. But anyway, failed on the existing again. So I think it's because of the other one. Okay, so it's this guy. He's not cleaning up. But why? Why? How can this? It's like, how is that possible? Not even run, so not this one. Not that one, that one. That is not multi-region. Alright, let me just, for a moment, just because I'm creating so many of these, and these are real, not being funny, but let's do just the dashboard thing here, just for a second, because it might be it. Sure. Just because, you know, detailed charges. I don't think it's so 1 to the 24th. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Current month, yeah. Gigabyte. So collaborations, cloud storage, 7 count. That's interesting. I'm not. I don't see this as. There we go. Storage capacity. 4P. Don't think so. I don't think so, but well, you never know. Anyway, this is leaving me a little bit too worried. I don't get what the issue is here. If there's no bucket, all I'm doing here is actually not creating a bucket, I'm just setting it up, because if I mean, let's debug the thing. It's like, okay. Alright, let's debug the thing. So this bucket has a name, but the blobs inside it, as far as I'm concerned, the objects inside it, it's empty. So special. It's like it's got stuff inside it, but function variables. Blob, for example, yeah. So variables. I mean, I can call blob, but it's not gonna. It's got a name. This bucket created. I mean, what is it? So I'm gonna say bucket. That's the bucket. It's got a name, but I believe it doesn't have anything inside it, so it shouldn't really. Alright, so now I'm gonna delete, so I'm gonna go jump in. Oh, I jumped over. Bloody hell. Anyway, the blob, which came back, or it's gonna come back, get the blob. Let's go inside. I want to, what? Step into. That's what I said. Well, anyway, the blob is none. Right. So, then you do delete the test file. Delete the test file, that's fine. Doesn't have a, delete the bucket. Goes and tries to delete the bucket. Was it created? Apparently it was created at that point. Jumps out, delete the bucket, and then tear it down. Which doesn't do anything. It should be passing. Should be fine. Is it latency? Can't be. It cannot be latency. I mean, speech again. Instead of this, import of from test space, import base, and it's just in this base. It's going to be test speech, and it's going to be test speech as well. So because of that, it should be refreshed, and it's not being picked up. It's not being picked up because that thing doesn't start with the word tests, and now it will. There we go. So if I just go there, it should just not do anything. Alright, let's run the whole thing and let's see if it crashes again on the bloody thing. That's weird. I mean, if it why does it crash on this one, not on any other I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So okay. That's strange. Why the hell? Fuck it. This might be, I don't know. This probably is an easy thing. I don't know. I really don't know what the hell. I mean, if it try to delete an existing file, it should return none. That's the end of the story. It's like I don't have a bucket. Creates a bucket, gets the bucket, deletes a test file name, and just do this. That passes, then it does pass. Okay. Okay, that's bad. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this strange text, this strange file. This will work, but I mean, it's kind of like, it's, yeah. Get this, delete that. I don't need to delete anything, just get a file that doesn't exist. Right. And this shouldn't be there. That's the end of it. This is a bucket on the test bucket name, and should just not be there, and that's the end of it. Oh, this is gonna work because but I need to do the full test. That should be it. Let's run the whole thing. Okay. Alright, so I mean, these are just the platform. It's not unit tests at all, right? Yeah. Anyway, I think. Alright, I'm gonna commit this thing. Switching this to use a base plus git push. Alright, that's pretty much all I want to do for now. I didn't even get close to the whole thing, but what I want to do as well is I would like to have a to-do dot, just a to-do file, which you'd, so I think it's like that. Oh, it's like that. So this is the to-do file, but how, I forgot how to command, so I think that's gonna be to-do. So key, actually, you know what, there should be something like to-do. Let's to-do tree should, no, it's also not that. No, I think it's that one. And all you need to do is... yeah, that's the one. Then you need to... I think that you can... time estimates, task paper, compatible, to do symbols, to do blah blah. There's a view the demo. Yeah, that's the one. So, what's the keys? What's the keys for this? I think there's some keys and I forgot what it is. Anyway, token, number of comments, statistics, example to the file. What are the? Oh, here we go. Command enter triggers to do toggle box. Enter Alt D, Alt C, Alt S. Done, cancel and start. Okay, so actually, so basically it's like upload a file, upload to cloud. So basic infrastructure, and then you need to have a UI for this, middle ground for file upload, where you'd get like, so this is actually done. So, but this one you need to have some like file analysis and validation. The UI, you need the user interface for upload and feedback. Then you need, well, you need just a basic UI. Basic UI is just like website for file upload and feedback. Well, actually, not just feedback, but feedback and results. Then we need, so that's just the upload. Then we need the basic, well, we need the speech recognition. And on speech recognition, we need to do the basic mechanism. The basic mechanism for that was like the basic mechanism. So it's just like with JSON payload, and then observe results and publish results. And then eventually, well, So open embedded tools. Yep. You can see it that way as well. This is great. I think publish results. Probably publish as in like an end persistence. Oops. Persistence. The persistence comes after, just like basic persistence for IO. Well, actually, file and results. That's just stuff. I mean, that's essentially it. And then let's see. Alright. Git add all. Git commit da2 file. Git push. Alright, I think that's it for today. Right. Not very happy with it, but it is what it is. Yeah, alright. Alright guys, that's all from me. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.